Here's the Penguin with breaking news.
Hey everyone, it's the Penguin. Well, the day has finally come. The mega Six Flags chain is finally selling some parks. If your park's name are Valley Fair, Worlds of Fun, Michigan's Adventure, Schlitterbahn Galveston, Six Flags St. Louis, Six Flags Great Escape, and La Ronde, you will now be in part of Enchanted Parks. We kind of knew this going in, but if you haven't, ever since the merger of Cedar Fair and Six Flags, it has come to a huge company. Just like with any big merger of companies, not just theme parks, but basically most industries, or especially in real estate, you got a lot of properties, and you have to trim the fat to get your debt down. And me being a business major, I think I know that. But anyways, those 7 parks, that's 6 regular dry parks and a water park, will be part of Enchanted. And if you're counting, that's 4 of the Legacy Cedar Fairs and 3 of the Legacy Six Flags, including one of the 3 original Six Flags parks. I think St. Louis, which is known as Over Mid-America, was the 3rd out of the 3 that was built. The other 2 were over Texas and over Georgia. Now the Penguin has been to Worlds of Fun and Six Flags St. Louis. Vlogs for those parks as well as the trains of Parks and Rides are on this channel, ready to be viewed anytime by you. With the new CEO, John Riley, he is really stepping up the company and talking to about each park of what's been happening since the merger. And I know there's rumblings with Winterfest might be returning to the parks that lost them, like King's Dominion, but that's for another video. This is the press release I printed off this morning. The day of recording and the day of this happening is March 5th of 2026. So, hey Intimidator 305. But those parks that were sold garnered 4.5 million guests and contributed about $260 million in net revenue and $45 million for adjusted earnings before taxes and depreciation. With the sell-off of these parks, quote from John Riley, I am reading from this verbatim, is consistent with our strategy. This divestiture enables us to concentrate our capital leadership and operational focus on the properties that we believe generates the strongest returns and offers the greatest long-term upside. Since joining the company, I've been clear that Six Flags' earning power has been under-realized. And yes, you can tell by the stock price. Enchanted Parks is one of the only theme park companies, I didn't know this till also this morning, that pays out a dividend. All the stocks that the Penguin owns has a dividend, as well as the ETFs in my Roth 401k and IRAs. So Six Flags is really trimming the fat and basically keeping the properties that shows the most value and one that will generate more revenue. And the sell-off of the parks only represents like 8% of the company. And here's an interesting fact. La Ronde will be managed by Kieran Burke, one of the Six Flags CEOs in the mid-2000s. The one, unfortunately, was responsible for Six Flags New Orleans closing out due to the storm and Astroworld. But he has built La Ronde up when they acquired the park in 2001, I believe. So any season passes that you have, especially if you have all parks passport, you can still use them this year. But stay tuned and follow your parks throughout the year. Anything could change. And like we see in the past, couple years with Six Flags, and especially with the merger, anything can change. So the transaction is expected to close between the end of the first quarter, which we are in the last month of the first quarter of the year, or the second quarter of the year between April and June. So, interesting. Like I said, it's bound to happen. The Penguin lives in DC, so of course Six Flags America is permanently closed, and then California Square America might be hitting the dust within the next year or two. Could be this year. If you see the operating hours and operating months, it's not looking good. But just telling y'all about this breaking news. I know a lot of theme park channels are gonna have videos on it, if not already. So I know if people like Theme Park Brand, he's already put them out. He predicted that a few days ago. So expect your El Toro Ryans, your Collywoods, and especially Taylor and Sarah to come out with their thoughts about it, if not already. This is Thursday, March 5th, so probably for the next day or two, because this is another big shock as far as theme park real estate. But that's all I'm going to say. I mean, this is interesting, and especially for Six Flags St. Louis being a very historic property to Six Flags as a whole. Now, it's going to be owned by someone else. But anyways, I'll say it again. I invite you to watch the vlogs that I put on for Rolls of Fun and Six Flags St. Louis. And no guarantees about going to the other parks I'll be selling off, but I'll make every effort to get out there. No guarantees. That Penguin has never been to Michigan's Adventure, never been to Great Escape or LeBron. But like I said, anything can happen between now and then. But that's it. I'm about to take a nap. And see you next time on the Penguin at Pip James. Hopefully, we'll have good news.